Hi, my name is Alex, and the article I decided to choose for this presentation was Comcast introduces free streaming boxes, takes aim at Roku. The reason I chose this article was I thought it had a lot of impact on like today's business world and different marketing ideas and strategies, so that's why I chose it. So a little overview of the article. So pretty much it just talks about why Comcast is taking this approach to give out free streaming boxes to its customers and using it to try to attract new customers. And so it impacts how they attract new customers as well. So they're gonna have to change their whole strategy for this type of promotion. And it also impacts competition because there's a lot of different streaming services like Roku, as are mentioned in the article, and like the Amazon Fire Stick and things like that. So it also affects the competition. And then it also talks about kind of understanding the landscape of the streaming industry and different techniques and things they use to try to get ahead of the game. So a little background on the companies talked about in the article. So Comcast is trying to target Roku by giving out a free streaming device, and this impacts Roku directly. So over the past year, Roku has gained more than 325% in profit. And then on top of that, their revenue increased by 59% in the most recent quarter. And then active accounts increased to 30.5 million, which was actually up 39% from the prior year quarter. And this happened because Roku increased advertising and then also cut subscription costs. So this all accounted for, it helped them increase their revenue and increase their profit, against their competition like the Amazon Fire Stick. So when I first read this article, I didn't really understand why Comcast was trying to target Roku because they're pretty much in the top two of streaming devices. And after I read the article and it talked about a lot of different variables and things, I kind of started to understand why. So Comcast believes it can enter the streaming market for many different reasons. Currently, they have around 24 million broadband customers and 22 million cable customers. So that's a lot of customers for a cable company that only have service in different areas. They don't operate everywhere. So what their big promotion is they're offering a free streaming box for new customers and current customers in an attempt to try and attract new customers as well as take away market share from Roku because they're pretty much the biggest streaming device out there. And then they think they can do this because they see companies like Amazon trying to enter new industries with so Amazon tried to enter the delivery industry by trying to buy their own trucks, buy their own inventory, and then try to deliver to customers. So they pretty much trying to take a whole process out of the delivery system. So Comcast thought that it would be a good idea to try and enter a different industry because they think it's successful seeing other companies do the same. So this actually creates a channel conflict because as soon as the news came out that Comcast was doing this, Roku's stock fell by 14% because many investors pulled out because they thought that this would be harmful to Roku's bottom line. So they kind of pulled out for now just to see what exactly is going to happen. And then, as I said before, Comcast's new plan directly impacts Roku. It doesn't really impact the Amazon Fire Stick. Their main target was Roku because they thought that was the most vulnerable streaming device. And then, so Comcast had to come up with a really good strategic marketing plan for this idea. They target Roku directly, as I said before, because they think they're the most vulnerable because they're a little bit newer and Amazon's way too big of a company to target, so they went for Roku because they're a little smaller. And so they pretty much try to use advertising to attract more business, which is their plan for this new service. It's a smart idea because Comcast in certain areas is the biggest cable company, so advertising properly will probably attract more customers. So why should we care? So pretty much we can see the eventual outcome and then analyze whether Comcast had a good plan of attack or not. At the moment, we don't really know because they're just implementing this, but in the next couple months or year, we'll be able to tell. And then again, like before, how Amazon's doing it, other companies can use this as a blueprint to see if they can enter a new industry. And this type of stuff's happening more and more. So I expect a lot of different companies to try to enter new industries and try to make more revenue for themselves. And another company that does this is Apple, and they start thinking about it. Apple started with only a computer, and they moved on to laptops and phones and TVs and things like that. So even though you start with one specific product, you do start. It's always smart to try to go to different products and enter different industries to increase your business. So in conclusion, Comcast definitely saw an opportunity to enter the streaming industry, and they're trying to take it. Even if they fail, they lose pretty much nothing in it because this is mostly for current customers and attracting new customers. They're not really spending much money in it, so it's really a win-win situation. So I think it'll really be interesting to see how Comcast fares with this idea and how it impacts Roku and other streaming services. And that's it. Thank you.